Hello, everyone. Welcome to 2023. Yeah, he had a biscuit. He hasn't had a greenie though.
Oh, I don't think you should have a greenie.
Hope you're all having a wonderful evening, morning, afternoon, whatever the time is. Is it actually afternoon anywhere in the world right now? Is it afternoon anywhere?
Yes, Perth.
That's a good point. Happy afternoon, Perthians.
Is it afternoon anywhere in the world?
Well, just checking. Um, it's my first stream back for this year after a very exhausting Crimson Brush, and in fact, an exhausting 2022. So I'm looking forward to just a little bit of painting for the first time. Hi, Rocket. First high rocket of 2023. How good. Yeah. G'day, Timbo. G'day, Lethal Shadows. Thank you, mate. So, g'day, Jared. Yeah, got home from the Crimson Brush, was excited about painting, and thought, you know what, I'm just going to crank out this Athena bust. So, knocked that over in a couple of days. Pretty happy with it. A few things I would like to improve, but overall, good first paint job back from, what is probably a few months off of proper painting. I have done a resin pour on my vampire diorama, and it went very badly today, but I think we've recovered it. So tomorrow, looking forward to, well, maybe not tomorrow, but the following night or afternoon, I'll be able to fix up the edges. And then I think we're actually probably close to the vampires being done now. I've done all the little details I think I needed to do. So, most of the, I'll zoom in a little bit for you, most of the vampires are pretty much done now. Thanks, Captain Carp. Is this on exposure still? It is on exposure still. Yeah, cool. So yeah, all the vampires are pretty much done. I've done the little tweaks to most of them I needed to do. Fixed up a few of the little details. I have a little bit of work left to do on this winged guy. But yeah, pretty excited about putting it all together. The only thing I'm probably going to need to do, I'm not sure. We might be giving up on the glowing moon idea. Well, I don't know. I need a specific resistor that I can't seem to find in my collection of resistors for my plan to work. So, yeah. Anyway, I'll have a play around with that. So this is all the various vampires that go on the piece, and they're all pretty much done. A couple little details on a few of them, but I reckon we're in the home stretch. Hello, Juan de Haro from Barcelona. My my dad used to be a very big fan of Faulty Towers when he was younger, and the butler, his name was Manuel, and he used to say, "Hello, I am from Barcelona," and that used to crack me up when I was a little fella. A lot. So, so that's all the vampires. I don't think I've got any more. I do have something exciting to show though, which is this piece that arrived in the mail. Thank you, Drumner. Yes, that's Big Dano's feet out on show again. So here is this piece that I purchased from a friend of mine, Eric Swinson. Man, you got to get the feet out. Like seriously, it's Australia. If you're not wearing thongs and shorts, you're doing something wrong. So I've talked about my process around buying figures from painters before, but for those that are new to the stream, or for people that haven't been around for a while, I try to support other artists and collect other painters' work. To thanks, Mick Back. Sorry, I got your name wrong, by the way. Sorry, I forgot about you. The second thing, other than supporting artists and people that I like and respect, is wanting to draw inspiration from aspects of their work, and the aspects that I think really highlight them as a painter and their strengths. And for me, Eric, the things that he's been doing recently that's really, really good is this drop shadow sort of shit. Really, really cool. And his approach towards metals in general, I think, is really interesting. So this piece is a wonderful example of non-metallic metals, and it also, it's one of the lovely things about seeing pieces like this in the hand is you see a photograph of it and you think this is fucking awesome, so good, and then you see it in the hand and it is fucking awesome. But you also get to see the character of the brush strokes and see all of these little details. This little patch here in particular for me really was quite interesting to see, because there's several visible gradients there, and it actually doesn't detract from the piece. It gives character, it gives life, and I think this is just a wonderful example of the way that Eric paints, and I'm really, really chuffed to have it in my collection. This side sucks, and I'm okay with it, right? Because Eric, you're living the big Deno dream, mate. Just fuck the back, move on. No, it's in shadow, right? It's all in shadow. This is the way you make good coin doing box arts, right? You just paint one side of the fucker, save half your time to take the same amount of cash, and then be like, yeah, no, it's in shadow. It's in shadow. Good get. I'll tell you the other thing that's interesting is the warmth of this gold versus, this gold, which is obviously, it's in shadow, right? But it's a much colder sort of reflective colour. So it's just a wonderful example, and the dappling is, of course, a real highlight as well. So I've been studying this a little bit, and yeah, really excited to try and replicate some of these things in my own work. I think it's really, I'm going to grab a brush out now, but hopefully it's clean. This colour right in here, at its lightest spot, it's probably an ivory, and the same here, the lightest is probably an ice yellow. Like at maximum, it's definitely not white, and I think probably this is an area I struggle with in my own painting. Is I'm always like, I need more contrast, I need to get more shift, and I think perhaps maybe just toning it down a notch. This and this is a great example of just awesome colours, and awesome reflections, and awesome looking metal that isn't anywhere near as value contrasty as mine. So, not doing anything on the vampires tonight, I don't think. I'm going to leave them for tomorrow or the day after. I've got 2 projects that I'm going to be working on over the next couple of days. I'm still on holidays at the moment, which has been really good, because probably towards the end of last year and even the start of this year, I was really struggling creatively, working on MCP models for enthusiasm and excitement, because I was excited about painting them. But Crimson Brush, which I'll talk about in a little bit, was both motivating and demoralising at the same time. It was motivating from the perspective of seeing everyone's really cool works and, you know, feeling like we did an amazing job pulling the event together and handling what was a significant uptake of effort. But it was also demoralising because of the amount of negative feedback's not the right term, right? But feedback about work that we could have done or should have done. Like the amount of questions I got about the stream, about the photos and all this sort of stuff, when I thought I pretty clearly specified where those things were and when they were going. Literally in the days after, it was pretty fucking annoying. And I walked away from it just going, fuck. But after that sort of calmed down, I'm feeling really pleased with how the event went. We did a debrief session the other night, which was good, but it also probably highlighted that we need to be really clearly setting out what our goals are for the event. We had some good discussion with the people involved, which is mostly, you know, me and Bucks and Ben and Bunny and Jim, just around what we want the event to be about and what we, what we're trying to achieve out of it. So it was good. It was a good conversation. We've got some good ideas for next year, and that is all. The judging stream, yeah. So to talk about the streams in general, I think I was pretty keen to do the streams again. Just really feel the same way as you guys, that it did. It does add a lot of value for both people that weren't at the event and then people that were at the event. You very rarely get to talk to as many people as you wanted to talk to, or spend as much time doing the things that you're there for. And the stream is sort of a way for you to go back and relive a little bit of that, as well as the value which everyone obviously knows around the judging stream, which I think is a really useful tool for everyone. And then just some interviews, some opportunities to represent Australia a little bit more in the community. People probably only really know Dave and maybe Cara, probably Bucks a little bit now as well. Internationally, and so having a little bit more exposure for our scene and for the painters that we have in it is really cool. Bucks is good. He's he's got a very, very gregarious personality. He likes talking to people a lot more than I do. and there was a lot of people who said, thanks and stuff, and probably it's human nature to focus on the negatives as opposed to the positives, but it was a really good event. I think we achieved what we set out to, which was to really bring the event to everyone's houses as much as we could. Yeah. The airbrush I'm using at the moment is an Iwata Eclipse HPCS, but I have two airbrushes that I use. This one is probably the more workhorse of the two. I use it for a lot more stuff. Look, I intentionally took a step back from. Sorry, let me rephrase that. I intended on stepping back a little bit from the stream this year, but probably not as much as I did. In the end, we had a lot of things that I needed to be doing at any given moment. So it was, it was just a matter of me putting my time and effort where it best needed to be for the event. I will up the exposure in a second. Is he?
Yeah.
Poor little Hugo, the little man. He's had a rough couple of days. Had an anal gland abscess, which is definitely as much fun as it sounds. He's really had a tough couple of days, but we think he's on the mend. It does sound a lot of fun, doesn't it? Anal gland abscess is your nickname. Yeah, so the event was really interesting. I think previous years we've had a lot of really good painters, but this year we had probably a lot more people come out of the woodwork that I certainly didn't even know existed, to drop some absolute bangers. Really, really exciting that we're finally starting to reach that point where, it's not just the people that we, know and talk to. It's the people that we don't know about that are coming and showcasing some really awesome work. I'm excited for next year, because I do feel like this year was like a critical mass sort of situation where we had a few people that'll go and tell their mates, hey, come along to this next year, and that word of mouth will continue to spread. What am I on now? Am I on focus? Yep. So I will announce here for all those people that are very excited and enthusiastic about the event. We have decided we are going to move to a standard and a masters format for next year. In the past, I think we've had a pretty small event, and it hasn't made a lot of sense to separate, into a whole pile of different categories when we've got so few people entering. But this year we got a lot of people, and then one of the really clear pieces of feedback we had from people at the event was just that mindset of, oh, I'm not good enough to enter here. And it's a piss weak mindset. Piss weak. Nah, it's the opposite of what we're trying to encourage. We're trying to encourage people to enter, and we thought that the open approach was the way to do that, but the people have spoken, and standard and masters will come in for next year. How we define standard and masters is still a bit up in the air. It is going to be self-determined, but there's also going to need to be some discretionary decision making around, okay, well, look, champion, this might be your first time, but you're not going into fucking standard. So we just want to make sure we've got all of our bases covered and clear around how we describe that to people, because we want it to be, we want it to be something that people are encouraged and excited to enter, and not put off by the extremely high standard of entries, which is what we had this year. Fuck off, Jared. You're not entering standard. It's one of those models that I was really excited about painting, and then when it arrived I sort of looked at it and I realised, oh fuck me, there's actually so much to this model. It is, yeah, it's one of the 3 Chimera jewels. There's a really nice little pack of 3 of them. I was tempted to try and put together into into a three piece. But they've got pretty different vibes, so I didn't think it was the right thing to do. So there's a painting competition coming up in it's actually only a few weeks away now. In the first week of May, down in Melbourne, called Arc Open, which is looking really fun. We talked about it a fair bit on the stream and had a chat to the organizer and stuff, and Bucks and I have been talking about on the stream what we want to try and achieve by bringing those two events a little bit closer together. And initially there was a part of the rules pack that basically said if you've entered your model at another competition, you're done. And if you've shown pictures of your piece anywhere, you're done. You're not allowed to enter it. And I actually sent him a message and I was like, look, I understand, but I think you're potentially doing more harm to your event than good. In the European events, people tend to bring their pieces to several events. It doesn't actually harm the event, it sort of does the opposite. People are excited to see those things. So just got to remember I'm going to get duck in here. Because I remember Bucks is here. We want to encourage people to attend both events. We don't want to be pushing people to be like, okay, well, if I'm working on one piece, I can only come to one. So, fortunately, the team organising Arc Open were very open and responsive to the idea of at least discussing the rules pack. And pretty soon after that, it changed, and here we are. It'll be the first event, I reckon, since QMHE, I guess, which isn't that long ago, but the first real genuine event that I'm going to go to in a while. It'll be cool to meet him, I think. I'm a bit of a celebrity myself, mate, so probably the real pertinent question is, do you think Squidmar's excited to meet me? it's really really great that they've got someone who has that kind of pulling power coming to the event. And again, it's one of the things that we've talked about is just that we are trying to pitch the events at two different sort of audiences, right? Our Crimson Brush is certainly more focused on the display painting side, and we're trying to really capture the display painting side of the world, whereas they're a little bit more focused on the Golden Demon, the old 40k guys that have been around for a long time, and Squidmar's made his fortune, if you will, on making content about Warhammer. But it's going to be great. I actually sent him a message and asked him if he could bring some of my Kickstarter models that I bought, and he said no, shan't be happening. I said, all right, well, fuck you. I didn't say that. Thought about it. So let's talk about my plans for this model, which I really just started painting without really talking about. She's painted on the box art in a dark skin tone, which I really liked, but I don't have an awful lot of confidence in my ability to do that well. So I'm going to try and go for a somewhere in between caramelly sort of skin tone, maybe. We'll see. So one of the guys I am really obsessed with on YouTube is Marco Frizzoni. Hello guys, Marco here. Here's the tiger that he did, the chick on the tiger. Fucking hell, it's just out of control. Like, genuinely one of the coolest models that was painted last year, or this year, whenever it was, I think. So I got that one pretty much based on that paint job. Since then, I think I've seen another paint job on that model. Or actually, the other paint job on that model might have come first, and I just didn't, really get as excited about it as I did Marco's version. But yeah. Yeah, it's a good call. When I say line, well, technically a lynx. People call it a mountain lion. So I get half a point. So in the wonderful world of television, recently watched Black Panther 2. It was pretty good. It wasn't great, but it was watchable, enjoyable. Rewatched Eternals. Really enjoyed Eternals actually on the second watch. It's quite a lot. Watched the entirety of Willow. wasn't very good, unfortunately. I had a great time watching it, and I got to the end of it, and I was like, yeah, it just wasn't very good. I liked it. I was excited. I watched it every week when it came out. But no. I'll still watch it the next season though. Get amongst it. What have we watched anything else, Rocket?
What?
Have we watched any other TV shows?
I don't know what you just said, so I
Um,
haven't really been watching anything.
no.
Oh, we watched Emily in Paris.
Emily in Paris is good. Yeah, season 3.
And we watched no. I watched The White Lotus.
Yeah, Rocket watched The White Lotus and said it was really good.
I'm obsessed with it.
She's obsessed with it apparently. She's just told me.
Both seasons.
I haven't watched The Last of Us, and that's because I'm not really I've never played the game, so I've heard the show's good though. So I'll wait for it to all be released and watch it. I think coming up we've got some good ones. We've got Carnival Row season 2's coming out pretty soon. Yeah, I'll watch the Warhammer series, mate. If they made a Warhammer fantasy battle series, I'd be more excited about it. Than I was never really the 40k guy. I was much more into the age of fantasy battles. I feel like I watched some other show and I can't remember what it was. In the world of board gaming, though, boy oh boy, I had a copy of Aeon Trespass Odyssey turn up. I think it probably happened just as I was finishing up stream for the year last year. Maybe I showed off some of the models. I can't remember if I did or I didn't, but I basically spent the last 4 weeks when I wasn't doing Crimson playing that game. pretty good. Pretty good.
Relax, Bucky.
It was, it's going to be my game of the year for 2023. It's February. What other big plans? Yeah, so we're gonna expand the streaming a little bit in a slightly, we hope, different way. Just make it a little bit more closed off from everyone, so that it's a little bit easier to hear and a little bit more valuable. We're gonna have special awards. So the key takeaway we had was, what is it that we want the event to be? And our main goal was one that encourages people to enter, irrespective of their skill level, right? And our current approach, we felt, was not doing that as much as it could. So special awards are going to be judged by other people that aren't the judges. So, for example, we're going to have a Stonebeard Award, which will be judged by Jim and Rhiannon from Stonebeard, which will be their favourite model from the pieces that have been entered out of brands that they stock. There'll be a Creative Award. There'll be a Sebastian Veiled Lamp Award, and just some awards like that of the nature of, this is not necessarily the best painted, but someone really likes it for some reason, so here you get an award. We did that in the Kingdom Death streams, judging streams, and they were really, one of the funnest things was going back at the end and going, this is my favourite model, the judge's choice, the most creative, or the most, whatever it was. So just to encourage people to go, maybe I'm not a chance for the best in show, right? But that doesn't mean I can't go for, the Stonebeard Award or this Veiled Lamp Award, or give people another reason to want to enter that isn't just best in show. Don't think we'll be doing a wooden spoon. Not really in keeping. We're going to improve the, for people that weren't there, this probably won't make an awful lot of sense, but we're going to improve the layout of the room. One of the challenges we had with the way that it was laid out was people that were coming in to look at the models, which absolutely we want to encourage and we want to encourage more of. There was a very blocked off pathway. You couldn't sort of walk past, you had to walk in, and I think that is problematic. So we're we're going to change it so that it's a little bit easier to sort of walk down the line, and hopefully just make it a bit easier and a bit safer to watch. Yeah, we'll have a foot cam. We'll have Big Dano's chicken nuggets on show. Yeah, we are indeed doing some merchandise next year for the event itself. So Jim's going to be handling that. So speak to him, not me.
Hey, mate.
Hey, mate.
Are you there?
I am there. Can you hear me?
Hey, guys. We'll hear ourselves. So what we're trying to do is get because I usually only use headphones. My monitor doesn't have sound.
Yep.
So we're currently talking into my microphone, but using my phone to hear you back.
That's going to take a while. There's a bit of a delay.
Yeah, there's a huge delay. Hold on, we'll see if we can figure something out. We'll be back in a minute.
He's an idiot. Bucks, get on your phone in Discord, you spud. This is why I was the tech guy on the weekend. Bucks has just struggled here when it comes to the technology. I'll go send him a message. He's got no idea. Yeah, it's all going okay so far. Not bad for 50 minutes. And yes, in case you hadn't guessed, that was Natalia on the phone with young Andrew. So be good to chat to her. She's at the halfway point of her trip now. She's done Brisbane, Canberra, Sydney, Sydney. Past the halfway point, actually. She got Melbourne, Perth left before she heads home. So, long trip. Long trip.
There you go.
Hello.
There you go.
Hey.
Right?
Yeah,
It works?
yeah. Or you'll have to adjust because we're just using my normal camera. You'll just have to grab the normal camera
Roger, Roger.
because I rechanged the room up. Yeah, because I rechanged the. There you go.
Hi, Natalia.
You did the software trend.
Run.
What's going on? How's everything going in Sydney? Well, you're in Melbourne now. How was the trip?
Honestly, I can hear right now like
Yeah, everything should be.
a lot of like I can hear the stream and then I can hear.
Oh yeah.
the sound.
Turn the stream down. There you go.
It's very chaotic. Sorry.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I could hear you before, but it was like twice the trend, and one was trend from like 3 seconds ago,
Yeah,
so it was very chaotic.
Future trend.
Yeah.
How's your trip to Melbourne?
Trip to Melbourne was very nice. And like we came here today.
Yeah.
Sorry, it was too loud. We came here today, and the flight was quite alright. Then Andy and Diana were nice enough to take us from the airport, and they feed us some food. So we are very happy and grateful. And this is kind of
Time and some food. That's all you get.
How was the Sydney classes?
They were fine. I think, honestly, you should ask one of my students to get a review, right? But I think that people more or less enjoyed them. I enjoyed them as well. And like there were many different creative interpretations of Nayabis, so I'm very happy about that. So yeah, I'm happy to get this experience.
Good. And
But
now,
also, I'm a little bit sad that it's more than halfway through,
yeah.
and my comeback to Poland is
So
yeah. And how are you doing?
yeah, I'm doing well, doing really well. What's been your favorite city so far?
That's what Big John's doing.
I don't want to rate on any of the cities, right?
But Brisbane's been your favorite.
I like the most so far Brisbane.
Lies, Melbourne.
Today morning I said that Melbourne right now looks a little bit better than Brisbane.
Boo.
But just a little bit.
Boo. No, Melbourne's really nice. What's the weather like there at the moment? Is it cold or is it warm?
It was pretty warm, I think.
Today?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, this afternoon was really warm.
It was
So,
sweltering here. It's been like 35 to 40 degrees the last couple of
oh no, so over here was 20 something, I think, so we didn't die from the hotness. Right now, Melbourne is nicer than Brisbane.
Boo.
Yeah, and food more.
Yeah.
Everything is nice. Honestly, the community over here is very positive, and that I enjoy a lot. I can recommend Jim from Stonebar as being Jim and me as being very nice people. So guys, if you want to support, then please go to Stonebar. Stonebar. And also for Trent, I'm very grateful for giving me this opportunity to come and have all of those workshops, right?
Good. No.
Yeah.
We're happy to have you here. So, what what's your plans for this week? You got any private coachings on or anything?
I have one private coaching, and then during the weekend I have again classes
Yeah.
for 2 days, and then I will have a private coaching with Dave, which will be fun. I'm not sure if he will be more private coaching me or I will be private coaching him. We will see.
And did you decide are you going to go to Tasmania?
We decided to this year go to Tasmania because we would have only like 4 days.
Yeah.
But maybe next year because we already decided that we will come back next year.
Same time?
Match the style.
You're going to come back around the same time, or?
We have to see, but it depends honestly. Like it would be fun to come back a similar time as of Crimson Rush, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but we have to see. Like we first have to go back to home and then decide when exactly.
Good one. Well, that's good. I guess you must like it then if you decide you want to come back already.
Yeah, we like it over here seriously, and like everyone is so nice and positive. Like it's just hard to not want to come back, right? The spiders are not that bad.
Ah, yes.
Oh, nice.
Do it together.
Okay, we can.
Do it while you're here.
And I also heard that you had a challenge to paint Athena from Backrow.
Yep.
That's yours, right?
Yep.
So I got mine, and I will paint it as well.
Good. All right. Here, I'll show you mine. I'll bring it up so you can see.
Yeah, show it, please.
Yes. And I skipped. Right back.
Nice. What was your inspiration? Like, why does she?
Well, Athena is the patron goddess of Athens, the city of Athens. Athens was a naval state, so their iconography tended to be a lot of fish or water symbols and stuff. So yeah, I just googled.
Hello, Trent.
Oh, hello, Andrew.
How you going, handsome? I'm doing what Natalia did to me at Crimson. She just flowed into the back. She's like, "Hello, everyone. How you going?" I'll come and jump on later.
But I'm overtaking the stream, so.
Yeah, you're the boss.
So
I did that.
yeah, cool team. Like, did you enjoy painting all of the non-metallic parts?
Yeah, it was good. It was good. It's a very, very big shield. It's very big.
It is, right? It's
Yeah.
like this big.
It's huge. Yeah. So it was bigger than I expected, but it's fun. Yeah, really good to paint. Jared says hello, by the way. Jared says hello.
Hello, hey Jared.
This is what I did.
So what's planned for the rest of? Is Andrew going to take you around the city, or is he going to show you around Melbourne?
The plan is like we will work out today evening. The plan for the rest of this week, but the plan is to at least spend 2 days in the center of Melbourne, and then we wanted to do some kind of maybe hiking around, but we will we won't be pushing too hard for it because there is like a nice beach over here. On Monday we will be watching Super Bowl, so we'll see how it goes.
Cool.
So there is a lot of stuff to check out.
Lots.
So like I've heard that beaches over here are nice, but I'm not sure if they will beat the Marathon Island, right?
Yeah, they won't. They won't. Nah, Morton's one of the nicest beaches probably anywhere.
Yeah, and like we landed with this ferry over there, and we didn't go far away at all, and we were just sitting by the ferry place, and it was perfect even then and there.
Yeah.
So. And we saw one dolphin, but it was there.
That's cool. Sometimes you don't get to see dolphins at all. But yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's better to see one little dolphin very far away than no dolphins, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So
Oh,
I would like. I feel a little bit bad with not painting at all until painting something, but I have nothing to set up. No.
you don't have to. You don't have to feel bad. Normally, Andy has a camera on his model, so it's not Not much. not much use just having a look at you while you're painting like that. So
You're very happy with this perspective. Andy, do you have something to paint?
Do I have something to paint right now?
Yeah, I could paint something.
You can start painting something.
Yeah.
Or can I pull something out for you to start painting? Do I have something in undercoat? Yeah, I do. Yeah, this.
Oh, I can paint that.
Yeah.
Oh, and like the thing is that there's a shark, right? And right now on Instagram, the feed got like the moment we got to Australia, our feed with reels was spammed with shark content. So this is not
Crocodile.
and crocodiles. Yeah. A możesz. Oh, we have like GW over here. Wow, and you have paints.
We have lots of paints. That's behind you. What do you like? What's your preferred? This is you, isn't it? Are you scale?
Yeah, I'm using scales, and also I like.
Okay, so you're good.
Do you have like a painting camera so I wouldn't be visible on stream this much?
Do have a painting camera, but it's not currently.
how about this? I'll do this.
Oh yes, please do this. This is like the screen of visible right now over there is perfect.
Very good.
See, this is me over here.
So usually we have it all set up, but because I've changed everything, I have to reset everything up. And because Trent actually didn't tell me we were streaming tonight until 20 minutes ago.
Oh, I mean, I'm sure that he told you before. You just didn't listen.
It doesn't sound like Trent. No, Trent's. Well, Trent definitely. You know what definitely sounds like Trent? Trent marches to the beat of Trent's own drum. So I'm sure he can hear me right now when he's saying, that is absolutely correct. Yes?
Andrew, that is not correct. Rocket would agree with you, though. Rocket would agree with you significantly.
So what are you painting? What is this? Is the Chimera model?
Yeah, it's Chimera Jules. I don't know what her name is.
I'm tempted to tell, but I won't because we are on public screen.
Well, that's Jan's.
It's like there is like I really shouldn't honestly, but she's very like her outfit is very summery and very beachy.
All right.
Here are the paints
Yep, brushes.
and the brushes.
Yeah, there's a whole container of brush nails. You just pick which one you like. Hold up, mate. I've just got to swap the camera.
You're killing me.
So let's go into settings. Your web palettes there. If you want.
Oh, cool.
Because I don't use the. Yeah.
You don't use anything like commercial.
No. Make my own. Ghetto palettes with butts, you know?
They usually work the best.
Yeah. And do you want fresh paper? Yeah. Yes. There we go.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, now we can talk like the real painters because I'm thinking as well.
Good job.
We're nearly there. Nothing to do. is get the camera sorted. We have to go turn this camera off. Go into OBS.
Andy, you're a tech wizard, mate.
He even have a long beard and long hair. The only missing element is them being white.
Mm-hmm. We need to add a camera. I haven't used this program in a little while.
Hasn't used it since December.
Are you guys starting streaming regularly?
Yeah, we usually stream on Monday night, so I usually have all this set up. But because I've moved everything and unplugged everything, it's all been turned off, and I reset OBS to be fresh, so that I could do it all properly. I just haven't done it yet. Let's go.
Okay, the brains are so fancy.
There we go. We've got that there. Let us.
All right, where is that? There it is, light flesh.
Good for AK? Yeah, me too.
I will sketch the shark for you, Andy.
Sketch the shark? Do it.
Sketch the shark.
It's really a very fitting miniature. And I've heard that someone was eaten by a shark in Perth 2 days ago.
Yeah, that,
Really?
yeah, it actually happened. Yeah, in the river.
Yeah, the what?
Yeah, she was doing jet skis with her friends, and they saw a bunch of dolphins. So she dropped from the skis to the river to swim with dolphins, but she got attacked by a shark.
Brutal.
In Perth.
Yeah, we had a really bad shark attack here
Hello, Thomas.
in Sydney last year. Really, really bad. The man was killed, and it was all caught on camera because it was off a fishing point. It was sort of went everywhere. It was brutal.
Here's the lesson about sharks, Natalia. You ready? Here's how you avoid a shark attack. You don't go swimming in the ocean with sharks.
Yes, I'm trying to not swim in the ocean, especially with sharks, so I hope that I will be safe. But thank you for great advice.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any other tips on how to survive in Australia?
Yep. So always
I'm
look
excited
up. Always
when you see them.
look up for drop bears.
Oh, yeah, this is one I treasure the most.
Yeah. The drop bears will get you.
They tried a few times, but I didn't let them.
Good one.
Did you eat Vegemite yet?
Have you had Vegemite yet?
Yeah, I've tried some. The plan was to have it on the toast, like everyone advised me, but I didn't get there. Though I had a little bit on my finger, and it was pretty good. So.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Get in.
And it really tastes like in Poland you have this oh Jesus, Paweł, jak jest przyprawa?
Spice.
Spice. We have the spice Maggi, and it tastes like the spice, so I like it. I didn't get any.
Camera's up, Trent.
All right, let's have a look. We'll go over to Andy King.
It's a little bit out of focus, but you can see.
Yeah, that's good, mate. Looking good.
I think I got to auto-focus it again. My camera is perpetually out of focus. That's the meme.
to stream, I had the same issue, so
Yeah.
I don't.
we have a cat in the room.
Trent loves cats. Don't you, mate?
I do love cats, yes.
I hope Hugo's all right. Hugo was a little bit ill recently. He had the little collar on.
He
Yeah,
has.
you follow Hugo on Instagram?
Yeah, I follow him, but I didn't see him. What I didn't see this post.
You can see Trent. He had a little accident on Hugo. Yeah.
Poor little guy has an anal gland abscess.
Yeah, that's the new sculptor, right?
A little.
That's the abscess mean.
It's like a little bulge. What'd you say, Rocket? What'd you say?
Like an infected pustule.
It's like a little infected, pus-filled spot. It's very, very not fun for him.
My heart goes to Hugo.
Poor Hugo.
For Hugo. Yeah, I hope that it will go away soon. Will it or will it not?
Well, we had to take him to the vet, but yeah, it's looking pretty good today. So we're feeling all right about it today. But it was a nervous day on the weekend. He was having a rough time. G'day, Al. Welcome. has Migback wants to know, have you done a Tim Tam
my
Slam?
interest in miniatures over here, Natalia.
A lot of naked men buns over here.
So you can see a team. Hey, Trent, you were asking a question?
Have you done a Tim Tam Slam yet?
What is Tim Tam Slam?
Andy will be able to show you a Tim Tam Slam. See you, Thomas. Thanks for the raid, buddy.
Tim Tams, and Jared showed me how to drink coffee. Tim Tams.
Exactly. That's a
And-
Tim Tam Slam.
So I had it, and it was amazing experience. I'm happy to try it and be in Australia and get this experience into my resume. So that was great.
Good one.
I had clinkers. I really like
Clinkers.
clinkers. And I also like very much those caramel cups cubes in chocolate.
Yep.
Those are great.
Did you have a
Yeah.
caramello koala?
Yes, I had. It was amazing, life-changing as well. And I had also the frogs. And
Freddos.
I love koalas more than the frogs.
Yeah.
And what more? What did I eat? Oh, I had the kangaroo sausage.
Which one?
Kangaroo.
Oh, you had kangaroo. Cool. Did you like it?
Yeah, I did. It's very gamey, but it's actually good, and I've heard that it's very hard to burn them.
Yep.
So I think this is a very viable food solution for someone who maybe not that good with cooking.
Yeah, Rocket.
Did you see it? It's got some Kazakhs love in there.
What more?
Yes.
What else can we do?
So what colours are you using here, Natalia? I see blue, I see red, and I see magenta.
This is not magenta.
Yep.
Like this is some kind of violet.
Mosquito.
And my issue is that I don't know all of those paints, so I'm trying to find like the. And right now, this is attempt at finding my violet, and this is my.
Which violet do you need?
I need
Camera?
not the camera violet would be.
Yeah. Cool.
Oh, thank you. So this is my violet.
I'll be on hand today. I'm Natalia's. I'm her paint aide. I'm henchman, apprentice. Yeah. What is it? Intern. I'm her intern. Yeah.
Terminator, you're a Terminator.
I'm a Terminator.
So they call that
Yeah.
medieval times.
So, do you know what I found out last week that moon in Australia is upside down when compared to moon in Europe.
I'm blind.
Mind blown. So yeah, for the colors, here is my violet.
Yeah. So
Here is the attempt of my violet that I want to use.
Yep.
And this also applies to this group. So I will be using over this because I said that this shark could be blue with yellow highlights and then violet shadows because this is Hawaiian.
Awesome.
And yes.
It's whatever.
Maybe he could have some tattoos on his body. Something.
So, like, you know how they've got cyber cities in cells? It was a concept.
So this is my idea.
You talk about small, about this.
But I always wanted to paint this miniature.
The Sharky,
I never
Shark guy.
got into it, so happy to invite Andy's workshop. I should work on.
Yeah, I thought that was. There's a couple of nice.
Why did you choose to paint chimeras, jewels?
I've got a few models. So I did a resin pour on my Vampires base. So I'm going to come back to that tomorrow once the resin's all finished. I did.
Did you post maybe some pictures on Instagram?
No, I haven't posted any pictures yet because it looks absolutely terrible at the moment. But I will when it starts looking better.
They're changing out, like they're making their guns bigger. They're painting.
Sorry, can you repeat?
The resin pour looks really bad.
Okay.
It's spilled everywhere. So I'm just gonna wait until it looks a little bit better and I can fix it up when it's all dried.
So it can be messy, I believe.
I never did that. I wanted to get the
These are maybe accidents sometimes happen.
They do. They do.
Maybe the amount of gold on this diorama will show how effective the vampires are, right?
Yeah, the blood is. I've changed the name of the piece. It's going to be called Blood Throne. So that should give you some indication about how much blood is going to be on the base.
This one was probably the best.
This is the period of the vampire.
Have you seen the latest arc?
The black.
No, different for normal.
No, from exactly that.
But I'm sure that it will be great anyways.
It's for Kate.
Thank you. I'm sure we'll be able to make it look good. Maybe eventually. Just take a little bit more time.
I'm sure that you will. Like, you have so much experience with different dioramas, so you have to pull it off. Right? Pull it off?
Yeah, I think it'll be fine.
Are you planning already on making another big diorama, or are you tired?
No, I've got three more planned. I've got 3 more big ones planned. So the first one is using Nico Galaxy, all of their cyberpunk girls.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a cyberpunk city. I'm really excited for that one.
I'm doing a lot of stuff.
That's
Are you painting me a beautiful shark?
Beautiful.
It's beautiful.
that one's going to be probably the one I do next. I've got plans for all of the models from that Zodiac that Scale 75 did.
Mm-hmm.
And then Andy and I are going to be doing a shark one. Sorry, not a shark, an orc pirate one.
Are you like doing a joint piece?
Yep, exactly.
Oh, nice. So who is painting the vampire?
No,
Is it vampires or shark?
Andy's going to be doing the pirates, and well, we're both going to do some of the pirates each. We're going to do half each.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is a really interesting project, actually.
Yeah, we'll probably start that soon. Actually, we might try and I'll try and do that soon. We'll talk about it while we're doing our streams and stuff. It'll be fun.
The backdrops, yeah, she has a part.
Do you have a timeline where you would like to be finished with it?
Yeah. No. What I'm saying.
No, I mean, we talk about when we're going to start it, but in terms of when I want it finished by, just whenever it's finished.
Oh, we'll see it.
We'll probably aim for a month or two.
Yeah, it's good. It's big too. It goes.
Did Andy did Andy have an opportunity to work on any of the of a bigger pieces like dioramas or I know vignettes maybe?
No, I don't think he has. So it's gonna be fun for him.
Places I have
Is not his first. Sorry, I sometimes like Discord sometimes it's wonky.
It's all good. Yeah, sometimes I don't think Andy's worked on any major stuff like that before.
Yeah, David did it. It's very good. It's a good bust, isn't it? A lot of people are out on this. They don't think it's good. I think it's sick. I think it's really good. Creepy head. Good.
I'd like to do a diorama, but I'm kind of like always putting it aside because it's so much work.
It is, yeah. It really is a lot of work.
So what did they get? What did they get from that? I got this one.
Oh,
And also you have to find the right match. Oh, very nice skin tone.
Thank you. Let's have a look at what you're.
Oh yeah, do you like the balls?
Yeah, the balls. I
Oh,
got the ball.
okay, so this is the shark.
This is
You can see it very clearly.
Yeah, Andy is terrible at technology. That's all.
I got one.
You know, I'm streaming from Poland, so it's a bit weird down.
Yeah, everything
Yeah.
else.
He has very beautiful style.
We
It's very optimistic about being.
yeah. But Peter is really cheap when it comes to the miniatures.
Yeah.
And when we were on the expo and he asked
Can you hear Andy and Pavel?
Yes.
Literally everything.
Yeah. So we went then. He took us to give a tour in the entire shop area with us, and he was on the hunt for a minion. He was like,
So for the vampires, you have to finish like you did the resin pour,
Yeah.
and then you have to do some cleanups, and will it be finished?
Yeah, so what I've done is I've done a resin pour to fill like a lot of the bottom of the base with blood. So then I'm going to need to go over the top of that with another layer of blood, which I'll probably use a blood effect. I'll mix some water gel stuff. Some of this
But
stuff
the
probably.
stuff like is it self-curing or do you have to cure it with some kind of?
No, that one's self-curing, so it'll cure overnight. So this one, this one's probably what I'll use over the top of the resin. It dries clear as well. It's sort of a water effect, but I might go and buy some new stuff because it's pretty much gone. It's been used a million times. And then I'll use some blood for the blood god, and then I'm going to use some. I think I've got some Yoo-Hoo glue as well somewhere, which if you mix the glue together with some red paint, you can get really stringy, like strands.
The yucky stuff.
Yeah. So I'm going to do some strands of blood all over, and then I'll show you. So this is each of the models are mostly done. There's a little bit of work left, but yeah. So I'll go through them one at a time for.
Okay. So it's not that much left. Nice. Good to have this perspective.
However,
That one.
I like this. I don't have a.
This is the sacrifice, the little chick in the middle. So got a few little tweaks on her, but she's pretty much good.
Yeah.
And then
Moses' one.
this
He
guy.
he did a tier, did he?
He did it.
He's good.
From all of us, like from all the map comparison, this is actually like the
Yeah,
mix.
yeah.
Just the contrast, just contrast between the armor and the OSS is so cool.
There's one that's a really big option.
I don't.
This one is cool as well.
It's also he resembles one race from the World of Warcraft, but
Yeah.
stone wall.
Yeah.
From Zapata.
That one is a lot like Ada, right?
Yeah.
Also, but they're
Yeah.
From Warhammer.
And this guy, so this guy, they've all got just like a few little tweaks to make. This guy, I've got to fix the wings. The wings are still a little bit to go, but he'll be done. And then
It's very
obviously,
dramatic.
yeah, and the guy on the phone, on the throne. So yeah, so it's all basically ready to put together now. So I just got to finish the base, and then then we'll be all systems go.
Cool. Like I think that, like personally, I think that this is the biggest diorama I've ever seen in person. So I've seen it unassembled completely. For this project.
Yeah, he already did that.
It's about half the size of the other two that I did.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Okay. So I regret seeing the others then.
Yeah. Ask Andy. Andy will tell you.
Andy,
Yeah.
how big was the camera diorama?
Camelot I never got to see in person, but I did see at the gates of Hyperborea, and at the gates of the Hyperborea off the table,
Uh-huh.
about this tall.
Oh wow.
Yeah, yeah, big. Like when you see it, because of the way Trent did it, it invites you in because it's a circle, right? And then it had the cracks in the center. So when you go in, you kind of go into it like that. But it kind of does curl a little bit, so which caught me off guard when I first saw it in person. But it's big. Like, so Trent won Best in Show at Queensland Model Hobby Expo with it. It stops every single it stopped every single person. That was it. It had a very strong eye-grabbing power, which was really good, and it was painted really well, and it was a cool concept. So, but it had pulling power.
And
Yeah,
it was big as well.
it was. Well, everything's big when it's Trent, right? Big Deno.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
I have to agree.
Yeah. So, no, he did an awesome job on that one. But I think if he pulls off this one that he's working on now, the vampires, I think that will be his best one yet. Did he tell you about the one that we're doing
Yeah,
together?
yeah.
That will be the best one because I'll be working on it. So,
Yeah.
is he telling me I'm a dickhead yet?
No, I agree with him. It'll be the best painted one, the one that he works on.
This
That's
was
for
going to be
sure.
my entry level, but I
I'm
didn't
so
get
sorry.
around to it. I was going to do this one for Crimson,
Uh-huh.
but I didn't get around to it.
Which one is it?
It's the Rage Impossible, yeah.
That was an Arnold one.
It's so cool.
Yeah.
It's 75 millimeter.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah.
Really cool.
And it has a dwarf from Rage Legends.
Yeah, Rage, yeah. Which is AK, I think.
Is it?
Yeah, because
Honestly, I thought that this dwarf even exists.
no, that's why I was going to do it, because no one ever thinks about him. It was going to be my secret one, but I didn't get
Is it limited?
No, I don't think so.
I want to get this right now.
It's a dwarf one. They might have one at House of War, that's where I got it from.
They make it. Yeah, we are getting 3 pirates in House of War, and now we get this one.
It sounds like you're going to walk away from your trip spending more money
It's
than
nice.
you made.
It's
So
a good
I already bought, but I told you that I got Game of Thrones, like first edition, like big box, and I'm happy about that. We have small traveling with this, but I can do everything for Game of Thrones. Yeah, and now the 3 pirates. We hope that we can find some more Spring abilities, and we will see how it goes. Like further, how much stuff we will bring with us.
for these two together. This one.
Did Andy show you my Rahel, the one that I painted, the blue chick?
Represent a bit more of my.
1 second.
Do you remember, buddy? Yes.
Did you paint her recently? Because I wasn't checking Instagram.
Still look like they belong in
No, tell Andy to get my Rahel bust.
the difference is.
Andy,
Yeah.
can you bring trans Rahel?
Yeah, I can bring transfer help.
Sorry for.
Okay, it's okay.
And you painted yours, Rahel.
I have painted mine. You can look at both of ours if you want. You, you want to do us dirty like this? Sorry.
Wow, so great.
Thanks, Owen Wilson. Wow. Yes.
Okay, I can try to find the.
Yeah, here we'll switch over to your camera. Yeah, you're looking at them side by side. Very cool.
Oh,
It will be totally blurred anyway, so.
I like that. Something that I am very
Okay.
disappointed.
No, no,
But
it's
the Neko is still the only.
See, person, I like this miniature much more
To go.
than
It's-
on the. On the
Yeah, it's a really beautiful miniature. I'll bring up
Yeah.
I'll bring up Andy's photos on Instagram because his is pretty awesome.
The plan was.
Yours is good as well, but I think that Andy is more eye-catching because he needs stronger contrast on.
When I had that idea, I think I have the skill, and maybe I don't have the
I
skill.
think
Also, like, I hate the eyes.
yeah,
They are traditional.
Yeah. I love it.
They're very eye-catching. Eyes in the skulls are
Her
very
eyes?
catching.
Andy, you haven't uploaded your photo of yours yet.
What is it?
Andy, why did you post a photo of her yet on Instagram?
Why haven't I yet?
Yeah.
Because I just had a lot of photos to put up. Now I can put up the high definition ones because I've got really good photos now.
So far, you can enjoy only this upside down blurry version.
No, I've got the photo. I'm the one who's.
Someone asked why I hadn't put photos of it up, or
Yes.
were you asking? Oh, Trent, yeah, just working through them.
We took some good photos this year, young David and I. We took some very good photos.
Mm-hmm. You actually did.
I think they're the best photos we've taken, and I think it was also the best field of figures that we have painted this year as well. So, where the fuck is
Are you
it?
talking about those on during Crimson Rush?
Yep.
Yeah, they like those photos you've taken over there are just as for something done on competition on such scale. Yes. Yeah, they are super great.
There we go. Look, we got them. You got focus.
Hang on. Yeah, hey, good job.
Aren't they upside down?
Yeah, I can fix this. Ready?
Just asking.
This is the viewers are very used to the ghetto stream from us. Trent and I, we just do things on the fly, eh, bud?
We do,
We're
mate.
just vibing out here together. You know, Trent will say, "Oi, dickhead, what are you doing?" And I'll say, "I have no idea." And then, yeah, we'll laugh a bit and probably make more fun of Andy.
There we
That's
go.
how we do.
That's outstanding.
How about
That's
that?
beautiful, mate.
Trent says something nice to you.
Did he?
Yeah.
What did he say?
Beautiful, right?
He said beautiful.
So the difference.
I'm the more handsome of the two of us.
That's true. The difference between Andy and my model is that I did mine in about 10 hours. Andy spent, I reckon, about 2 weeks on his.
Yeah, that's the little pumpkin from Sebastian. Yeah.
This may be the truth, but also like Andy
Yeah.
used more clever eye catchiness because he yours are very cold all over,
Yeah.
and you have some of the greens, but the color contrast is not that strong. And Andy just did like the very striking red and yellow with some colder undertones in her head, so he did some more contrasting. So I think that you're great as well, but just it's more toned down, so it's less I don't know,
Interesting.
basically contrasting.
Yeah.
Not like not interesting. This is like the negative connotation, right? It is interesting, but it's just less eye-catching.
Yeah. Well, I think the whole point of contrast, right, is it's the juxtaposition of strikingly different elements. So to create, something different, something interesting to look at is important. So it is fair to say that something that isn't as contrasted isn't as interesting.
Very fast.
It isn't as what? Can you repeat, sorry?
It's not as interesting.
You should do it too.
But yours is interesting, right?
You should join us.
It's not as interesting as Andy's though.
For this, yeah.
Like I think that model was probably, aside from the Spartan, was my favourite model there. I love the way Andy paints.
And this, well,
Yeah.
he painted it like he did a very good job. If I'm not looking at the plans over here, then he did perfect job.
No.
And like it's technically very good, but also like I actually like your interpretation better because it's something different, right? So they are like I would say that they are as interesting both. It's just in like different fields.
I blended in here for you as well.
Yeah, I think it's better, right?
Yeah, just quickly.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's better, right?
Yeah. Made it darker as well, so it was less important.
Yeah, I was wondering what if there is a difference or do I remember it differently?
Yeah.
The blend over here was just like the blend during the judging really stick to the blend over here.
They stuck it to me good.
Yeah, over here. But the issue was like you don't have to blend everything. Just try.
Close to the focal point.
Yeah, too close to the face, right? It was just it was really stabbing our eyes. So yeah, but now it's very good. I approve of this blend.
That finding's over. That's a Natalia stamp of approval on the blend.
Yeah.
Of course, Thomas, please send it to me on Instagram, mate. Happy to have a look, and you might even get Natalia having a look as well.
Thanks. On the Twitter.
Yeah, in Twitch chat, we've got a regular commenter on the stream who's going to be sending me a link to a model of his, so we'll have a look for him.
Big brain, yeah, big brain. Very cool. I guess we didn't have the team.
Yeah, cool. So this is like a totally separate game, right?
Yeah,
It's 10 hours on
seventh edition. Didn't set last year. 2.0 on the 7th edition. Yeah.
So there's a different vibe to the mobile games, right? For
It's a very good rules. It's probably one of the best.
also they don't cannibalize each other because they're like a totally different games.
Yeah. And well, you can use some of these. Some of the tanks made it through, and the dreadnoughts made it through, but that's the opposite. I'm in love with this aesthetic with dreadnoughts.
Yeah, it's very cool.
What models are they looking at, Natalia? What models are Powell and Andy looking at?
It's classic.
They are looking at some, I think, all stuff from Warhammer.
We're looking at Horus Heresy dreadnoughts.
Roger.
Yeah, so they are old. No, they are new, right?
Yeah, these are the new ones. So we were just saying that the simplicity of the designs are what makes these ones really, really nice.
They're better than the original.
Yeah.
I don't remember the old ones.
Yeah. Good for you.
They were.
Yeah, we don't talk about much Warhammer when we're on stream. We usually talk about Golden Demon, and then we usually do a little bit of chat if we see some models that we like. But we don't actually talk about
Every now and then, though.
Marvel.
Every now and then,
Marvel
we'll
going
go
big
deep.
fella.
Oh yeah, Marvel's going good. It's going real good. Natalia and Powell saw my Marvel Crisis Protocol collection. How crazy was it?
Yeah, our theory is that Trent hired a bunch of people to paint it and saying that it's his work just because it's so much work done in so short time. And yeah, it's hard to believe that you like just to power through such a big project.
Must be that. Must be I paid the people. Yeah, it must be that I paid people.
The who? Sorry.
I agree. All right, hang on. We got it on Instagram. Here we go.
Faction where they buy a bunch of boxes, and when you line it up like this, yeah, and you want to explore something else, yeah. It turns out you already have like half a horse. Yeah, yeah. It's good from the business point of view, yeah, but also good for the player.
Mm-hmm. And they have to do it this way because the game is so small. Yeah, because you really only use 4 and 6 pieces.
All right.
I don't have any problem with that.
Yeah, you got to teach.
People pigeonhole a lot about it.
I like that.
I know that part. Also, I really wanted other words.
So here we go. This is Thomas's piece.
I didn't bring that.
Have a look at these.
So what do you want? What do you want critique of, Thomas?
These are good Russians, all right, because they all fight against their own government.
One's back there. Which are your favourites?
I actually really like playing these ones.
These ones?
Yeah, but my favourite to play in the game, Wood, Zemo.
Tell Andy to shut up for a second.
I really like playing with Lockjaw.
Andy,
Yeah.
you were asked to
Just shut up for a second. Just tell him to shut up
Are we
for a
talking
second.
too much?
yes, Andy is asking for him to shut up.
Okay.
Just for 1 second. I'm just going to give it some feedback.
For 1 second. Sorry.
I really like this green. This green's really cool. I think you could probably do with adding just a little bit of blue in the shadows. And the reason I say that is you've got blue in the metal, but then you can't really see as much blue in the green. The green's tending more towards yellow, which is not really working for the color of the metal. So I think the face really nice, lots of contrast, but I think you just need to tweak the lighting a little bit. So if you look at the overall value of the head, I think this area of head probably needs a little bit more light. At the moment, it looks like he's got a tiny spotlight right at the top of his head, with the amount of harshness of your lighting. So, but I really like the colors that you've chosen. I really like the way that you've done the metal. It sort of looks like metal when you first see it, which is cool. It's always a good sign. But I think you need a little bit more edge highlighting, a little bit more bright lights in there. So, and yeah, just focus on that lighting a little bit. It's a tricky model. Anytime a model's looking down, it's often hard to get the lighting right. But it's cool, mate. Keep it up. Keep chipping away.
He's a Doctor Strange, but he's pretty powerful. So yeah, that's an archive. He's bored. He's a king of dark elves.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also with the nomadic metal, he had very strong green armor.
Yeah.
So it could be reflected in the metallic elements.
Yep. Good call. Get some green in there as well.
It was the first big sort of one of the first big things they did. Let's make it good.
I don't have any problem with that.
No,
I think that if the company is a major great game, which is well balanced and not interesting, they don't do anything over the top.
Yeah.
It's boring, yeah. But it's a big.
Boring. I think to war in the second video actually said fighting game. There is never a moment in a fighting game. And you don't want it.
You want to follow something like that in the change.
Yeah. Over it's some nice one.
Yeah, who's cost? Deal with where he doesn't have. Yeah. He's great.
Mig back, absolutely. We would love to give you some feedback on your entries. What we might do is actually just have a quick look through a couple of the pieces from Crimson. I've got the photos up, so might bring them up and have a bit of a look. And yeah, we can do some feedback on yours. We had Glorfindel and something else. Didn't you get a silver or something? You got a silver for Glorfindel?
It's a very good day.
We could even take a bite now.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh,
Sure. I will not. I have to learn the new rules.
Because usually a couple of nights.
Bronze for Glorfindel and Bowery. I don't think I've updated it enough of the photos are just sitting there. I've got to update half of them still with names, but it's a fucking massive job. So it hasn't happened. It'll happen.
That's right.
Oh, Dave said the Glorfindel was painted as a silver, but the base brought him down.
Your plan showing the stuff goes.
My pile of shame. My pile of opportunity. No, perfect sketch.
It was the first display model I bought.
Oh really?
Seriously?
I bought that one, I bought Zill, and I bought Cormac, and I bought Alyssa. That was the first 4 of
That's
those.
a very good assortment.
All right, let's go have a look at the stream, friends. The stream of painted models. If you got a photo of the overnight challenge piece, mate, we can have a look at that. But
They were the first 3.
The overnight challenge is from Crimson Brush as well, right?
yep,
Oh, this is Jared's, right?
yep. I'm just gonna.
Psychobilly, the other one. Here you go.
All right, you should be able to see that. Let's see how it looks when I just click across. How does that look? Looks all right. Cool. All right, let's have a look at this one, Mig back.
This one's not got very good. It's very dark and shadows.
You didn't tag us, mate. You didn't tag Crimson Brush. What a stitch up. Well done. How cool are those little cards, by the way, with the bronze. I reckon this piece would have got silver if you entered that in the competition. It was just, there's nothing wrong with it. Very clean, very simple, good colours. Probably where it falls down a little bit, and Natalia, feel free to jump in at any time. I think it's a little too plain. There's no visual interest from a colour perspective. You've got a very pastel green, you've got a very pale skin, and you've sort of got a very tepid brown that's all just pretty monotonous. It's all done to a really high standard, but yeah, I think I would like to see a lot more colour. The eyes are stand out though, mate. They're very, very good. So
I think that you could work more on some stronger shadows, because on her hair you can see that the hair are very nicely shaded and they have contrast in there. So the darker parts, which are kind of bluish, are playing nicely with the yellowish or greenish highlight. But there is on the other element of the bust, there is not that much of this kind of shading visible. So on her skin, for example, right, the skin is pretty flat. So you could work more on shading the skin and maybe trying to add some more interesting detail here and there, just to do something, some more creative exploration. This kind of canvas.
I like it.
Me too.
Good feedback. I'm just going to randomly scroll through. These are the pictures from the Crimson Brush weekend. These are all available on the Crimson Brush Facebook page. This was our People's Choice. Got 9 votes. Here's Glorfindel. That's not our best photo. I'm going to blame Dave on that.
It was pretty good miniature, right?
Yeah. So look, I think I agree with Dave's opinion here. All of the painting on the figure is really high quality, and the base is not even a little bit close. One of my pet peeves, and I've said this on stream before, is if you put flock or static grass on a base, you need to paint that shit. You need to use an airbrush or something just to integrate it into the environment, because the static grass just looks like trash normally, just by itself. It looks like you've grabbed some static grass and glued it down, which is what you have done. So, but there's a slight difference when you've got when you're going for like an autumnal look. So, but I still think you could have just integrated the static grass a little bit better. And I think overall, like just your placement of some of your highlights and shadows, this little triangle here is actually a great example of Games Workshop style highlighting, I like to call it. So if your light is from above, and based on where the helmet light is, it's basically almost directly above him. That shadow right there, if you can see my cursor, the shadow line down that central section, it shouldn't be a shadow. That should actually be a light. So you should actually have a line of light down in the recess of the fold, because that's where the light would hit down that line. It's a sort of a weird thing. Goes contrary to how you would think. You should highlight those sorts of volumes, but and then that cloak at the back also feels like there shouldn't be such a huge shadow there. It should be a little bit smoother. What did you think, Natalia, of this one? Any other thoughts?
With this one, I agree with you. So the base, like the shadows, like the highlights and shadows on the miniature are not the most logical one. So I agree on that. But with highlights, I remember the tail of the horse being very, very strongly lit from behind, and it was lighter than most of the top parts of the miniature. So it was dragging the attention to the tail of the horse, where like the rest of the miniature should be highlighted more, because it's, let's be honest, more interesting, right? And the base, I would like the outdoor. I think that would benefit a lot, by trying to work more on their bases, because the base is really dragging the rest of the piece down.
Yep.
So
excellent feedback. I agree completely. Cool. Let's continue onwards. We'll see if we can find your other one. This was by Juddo. Pretty good. We commended that. That's probably the best thing he's done, I think. And a few things I like. I like the placement of everything. But yeah, that's Bunny. That didn't get a medal. This one, even though it won a gold at QMHE. That's a bad photo by Dave. That's a good photo by Dave.
that was Mark's.
Yeah. It's Jared's lovely little Minotaur. Big piece. Hard to. The challenge with doing big pieces in an environment like this is you're going to be judged on every aspect of it. When you get to this level, you're going to get critiqued on every aspect of your piece, and unfortunately, there's areas that aren't at the same standard as others. I like the face and the horns and the head. It's a really high standard. The stone feels very flat. Probably too bright as well. Like it's not drawing your focus in enough. I would have darkened it a bit more. this little hoove down the bottom, if you can see that. Yeah, you can't actually see it. Hang on. Come on, Deno. Come on, mate. There we go. Yeah, the hoove down the bottom, the non-metallic metal, and that's really average paint job. So it doesn't look like metal; it just looks like grey. But it's nice. It's nice. It's a nice paint job. Tricky model to paint though.
Because and big props for just finishing it, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's a good one, Jared. I love these little this guy Chris Sang. He comes along with all these little fucking mech models every year, and I love him. I love him so much. He just does crazy stuff. It's really cool.
Did he build scratch this one?
I'm not sure if he builds them from scratch or if he buys them from somewhere. Don't know, but they're pretty cool. This Wolfen, pretty nice. Yeah, really nice. Two little figures here from Wes, let down by. So this is Migback. If you're still around, this is sort of more what I'm talking about by just integrating the base and the tufts a little bit more. Like that just feels a lot more natural. There's probably taken a smidge too far. You know, you still want to have some separation of elements and things looking different, but that just feels a lot more harmonious with the environment. So yeah, something like that would have helped, I think. Nice piece. I told Ben, so I like this, right? But if you are going to do a frame like this, you got to have a reason to do a frame, and you've got to be utilizing what the frame does, which is allow you to have a background, and allow you to use different depths of space within that background. And I feel like he just probably didn't utilize that enough. And by that I mean I probably would have put the beholder way further forward and have the dwarf sort of like realizing, oh shit, there's a beholder directly above me, and then really do some more stuff with the background. I think that's.
Did you see? Hey mate, did you see the other piece there was another one of these recently done with the beholder?
No, who by?
Can't remember who did it, but it's a beholder and it's like a raiding party fighting a beholder. Got like a dwarf turning to stone in sand, and then it's got it's really really
very
good.
immersive, right?
Yeah. Who did it? Not sure. Send me a link if you find it.
Yeah, sure, I'll have a look.
That's some great photos for three little figures. DC on fire. That's the best photo Andy's ever had taken of any of his work ever.
I've got a better version of it now, mate.
No, you don't.
Wait, I have a better version now, bud.
You don't. He's a liar.
Nah, dude, Dave sent me the raws.
Yeah, all right.
Do you want me to send it to you right now? I'll send it. Hold on.
It's not better.
I sent it to Natalia last night, and she said, it looks pretty epic in this photo.
Well, it does.
Mate, I'll give you the hot tip. Cutting together and editing nearly 300 photos in a day and a half.
Tell him to check his Instagram.
You can get
Check
fucked.
his Instagram. Your Instagram, sorry.
Yeah, it looks okay. Looks okay. Ours is better. We're just looking for Migback's other piece. That's a little Andy special like that.
Oh, this one was very cool.
Yeah.
But it doesn't look as well on the photograph.
Yeah. Noise Marine.
Which one was it?
And the robot deteriorating in the...
Sad.
One?
Yeah. It's yours?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's so cute.
Yeah.
That marble was probably the best marble I've seen painted on a figure.
Sticker.
I would have probably pushed this into bronze myself. I like the overall color challenge. Like I think there's a lot of different colors in there that makes it really interesting. There's the lines, the check marks. Yeah, that does it for me. I like it.
You get the robot from.
Star Wars Legion.
Seriously?
It's K2SO.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah.
I was just wondering if it's like a recut miniature, or is it like printed?
Scaraboss, I couldn't tell you off the top of my head how many bronzes were given out, but there is a photo somewhere around. I would say we probably gave out about 40.
Yeah, you'd be on with that one, I reckon. 40 bronze, about 30 silver, and then 18 golds.
Yeah.
I liked that one. Go back to the breast. I thought the other breast was pretty nice.
Yeah, it was really good. The thing that probably let it down was just the skin tone being quite as pale. I think it just needed a tiny bit more saturation. Personally, but I really liked it. Yeah.
The belt. It was the belt for me that I
Yeah.
thought, like the belt, the wristband, the hammer. They were really nice features. But I do agree. Like the one thing that would probably have challenged it was the skin tone, because it looked in real life, it looked even brighter than this, didn't it?
Yeah, it was really pale. And when looking at the photo, you get to see a lot more nuance in it. Really, there's a lot of depth of color in there. But yeah, it's probably right on the cusp of a bronze. I would have thought. I don't know. We probably should have given that a commended, but anyway.
He's a really hard model to plinth up. I'll say that.
Yeah, he is. Very cool from Powell.
He's right here. He just walked in the room.
And look, I wrote his name, Powell Cookie. That photograph well, Stormies.
The two good, the ginger beer addicts.
I am.
Yeah, very good.
They like ginger beer, do they? How good.
Love it. Love it. They're addicted.
Yeah.
You know, I tell you this, Roman Gruber was also addicted to the ginger beer. He would go across the road every day at my house, and he would buy a 4-pack of ginger beer, and he would drink all 4 of them in a day. He was obsessed.
Natalia and Pavel have already blasted through 4.
Yeah, but
Oh no, they might have one more left, I think. Yeah.
actually, when we were arriving from the airport, I was sitting silently and thinking to myself, okay, we need to go to the shop to get the ginger beer, right? And then we came to Andy's house, and Andy was like, here you go, ginger beer. And I was like, oh, perfect.
Classic.
I think that was Storm's best piece at the event.
By far. Yeah, I would have put it gold.
Yeah, and I think if she had a bit more time, like, because she did do that right up until, like, she only started that a couple of weeks before. I think if she had a bit more time, that would have probably reached into gold if it was me.
Yeah, I think it was gold. I think we're gonna have an intervention with Benny, right? Because he's too much brown, mate. We've got to get him off the brown train. We've got to teach him how to paint other colours. Who did this one? Is that?
Hey, Benny boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you will mix all the colors, they are brown, right? So he kinda is using everything.
This is good.
The orange, yeah, that I love that.
That was my second. The next piece was my second favorite piece from Ray.
Yeah, that's really nice. I like that a lot.
Yeah,
I told him I think that's significantly better than the dragon. Like, we compared the two, significantly better. Didn't like that. That was nice. The old clitoris at the top of the thing. Some little Star Wars guys. That sheep rider absolutely blew my brain. The amount of texture and detail he got in it was just wild.
Yeah, it's really interesting. The micro texture is awesome, but the way he painted the face is very different.
Yeah.
Like, where the highlights are, I don't know that I necessarily agree with where the highlights are on the cheek, and I think it's because of subsequently he's used these big purple, sags, so it's not sitting right, but it doesn't matter,
Yeah.
right? Like usually that would turn you off, but for some reason it's not bothering me.
I think it's because there's just some little subtle touches of that purple elsewhere, like over here on his arm, and the purple.
There's a bit. Yeah, you're probably right. There's harmony. It's even on the sheep to a degree, right?
Yeah. It doesn't feel. It should stand out more, but it doesn't to me because of those other little touches. But yeah, I think that's outstanding. Yeah,
And it's a blend of true metal and non-metal, which is always good.
Yeah, love the old blenders. Oh, that was a nice.
Do you think
piece.
the Papa Jumbo was one of the best concepts?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But then I've heard from Mark Chi that the watery reflections were his idea. So big props for Mark for coming up with this great accent.
There we go. Here it is. Here's the other piece we need to critique from Mick Back.
This for Mick Back?
Yeah, Mick Back. He's in the chat tonight, mate, and he's like,
"Hey mate, how are ya?"
Hey, Big Bob.
He wanted to basically say, you did a magnificent job, Deno. Well done. It's okay that you forgot about me in the presentation ceremony. I hope that's what he's saying. I think this is a really nice piece. The more I looked at it, the more I liked this. I reckon it started out, I was like, oh, this is okay. But the more I looked at it, the more I liked it. Where I would improve it, the value across the whole piece is probably just a little, you need to draw focus to key areas. And I think right now, what the story that this is trying to tell is that little fairy is whispering in his ear something, right? He's like, huh? And so for me, the fairy should actually be the highest value. And I'm sort of drawn more to the face. It's a tricky one, but overall the whole piece has probably just needs a little bit more really clear focus on that story, because there's a lot of high value sort of spots on there, and then you've got that red mushroom down the bottom which is drawing your gaze away, and then the leaves are really bright value on the edges of the branches. So I'm just sort of drawn all over the place, and I really just want to look straight at the face. What do you guys think?
The bottom needs to be darker. That's what Natalia and I were just discussing. There's a really good focus on the face and shoulder, but then the front shoulder the shoulder most to the photo has the same level of focus as the one to the back. So I think if you darkened that shoulder, darkened the bottom here, and probably darkened the rock and grass that he's standing on, it just would have provided much more intense focus.
Mm-hmm.
And if he even darkened out the back there, he could create a lot of ambient light from his little fairy.
Mm-hmm. But honestly, I think that this whole sculpt, I would cut off the tree in the back.
Yeah, I get.
And then it would be overall it would be easier to build the composition, and also it wouldn't be so much cluttered. So this is not the note to the painter, but also sometimes you just cut off some stuff, and it's actually better for the.
It was really funny when we were speaking to Tui one time that he came on Trent's stream, and he was talking about the overcomplication of busts and 75 millimeters. They're becoming more and more complicated. Mm-hmm. And so he's feeling more and more desire to just hack arms off.
Yeah.
And just not bother. That's really interesting.
You just have to have the courage.
Yeah, I agree. The big historical bust you're looking at over there that I've got? I think I want to cut that whole arm off and not have the sphere.
Yeah.
And just have him.
Yeah.
I'll bring it.
He's a big boy.
But Mick Back, the thing you got to keep in mind, mate, is this is just opinions, right? This is just our opinion on things that appeal to us, and there's a whole wide gamut of people that like different things to what I like and what Andy likes, and what Natalia likes. So I would suggest that whatever sort of path is pushing you, like whatever thing is driving you to paint, keep listening to it, because they're really good pieces, mate. Like really strong pieces. And I think for you, and this is something I hammered Andy about the other day, and he accepted my feedback graciously, which was very kind of him. At a certain point, it becomes less about your technical ability, right? It's no longer about your technical ability. You're very capable of doing smooth blends. We saw that on your bust. You're very capable of doing high value. You can see that in all the pieces. What you need to figure out is how you want to paint, like who you want to be representing when you paint. And Andy's challenge at the moment is that he continually tries to emulate other painters, and to his detriment in some cases, because he's a wonderful painter, but when you look at a piece, you don't really know, well, is that Andy or is that just a copy of someone else's work, right? So at this point, you probably need to reach that stage where you stop listening to people like us, stop listening to our feedback, and start finding the things that you want to paint, the way you want to paint them, and the stories that you want to tell.
Yeah, that's 100% true, right? And it's a challenge, because I think a lot of our country right now is in quite a big growth and learning state, and it's, I guess, about us all finding the self-confidence now to be able to go out and start, executing on concepts and ideas that we've probably had floating around that maybe have not been brave enough to do because you feel like your skill's not been there or whatever, right? So you just got to go for it now.
Yeah, I mean, this is something we talked about a fair bit, mate, particularly on the stream. Just there's always lots and lots of painters out there doing crazy stuff, and I think it's really easy to get both disheartened and feel like there's nothing new in the way of painting, and that you're sort of trapped by always copying what other people do, or you feel like there's nothing. The only way I can paint this is just going to be like the same way that someone else has already done it. But I think you need to start with why you paint. Like why are you painting? If it's because you want to win a medal, probably do stick with copying motherfuckers, because what motherfuckers are doing is usually what's winning medals. But as you would know, Mick Back, Andy and I are all about, we paint because we love painting. Find a style of painting that you love, and just get stuck in. And eventually what will happen is you'll start to refine that in a way that is uniquely you and is uniquely your personality. And that's where Andy's at now. As soon as he can get that mindset all the time and start evolving into the painter I think he is going to become, he's going to be outstanding. And you're in a very similar boat, mate. It's not about technical, it's about why you're painting.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate all the kind words, mate. I think the big one for me is isolating where the problem was. And where the problem was is that due to the way I think, I guess, I liked previously to have strong reference, like when I'm looking at painting. But unfortunately, what happens when I have strong reference when I'm looking at painting is my brain starts to say that this is the best way it's painted, and so that you have to emulate it because that's the way it's done, if that makes sense. So for me, my first step this year is to reduce reference so that it doesn't seep into my work anymore. Good to get an idea, good to sort of feel out what's been done, to maybe look at what you could do that's not been done. But I've already stopped kind of like having 3 or 4 or 5 images on the screen at all times. Because I think that was a big problem for me was
You know,
was saying, well, this painter who's amazing did this, and you can't do it any better, Andy. So you better just do what's there.
You know what you should do.
Albeit in a different color palette or whatever. So
you should
I'm
stop.
looking forward to taking this year's journey in that regard, and I hope that I can maybe deliver on the kind words that you just had for me. I hope that I can put something up that is a bit more original and probably to my style. Maybe go back to the roots a little bit.
I think one thing you should really consider is the references is good, but I reckon you should start looking for references from fantasy artwork instead of like miniatures that are painted. Because if if your references are just on colors and the shapes that you want to sort of represent, that's a whole different ball game. And then it becomes about, well, how do I represent that on a figure? And it becomes really interesting then. And I think that's probably a way you could look at doing it.
Yeah. I had a chat with Natalia about this when we were in Canberra, and she said go one step further. She said just look at real life. She just said open your eyes,
Because honestly, like seeing someone's painting is not a reference. It's looking at someone's interpretation of reality, right? So references are just the pictures, and sometimes even the pictures are modulated in, I don't know, Lightroom or something like that, so they are not totally realistic, right? So I would recommend for someone to look for pictures of realistic stuff and then figure out how to paint it themselves, and this way they will create their own interpretation of something they want to create.
I just realised, so we're sharing the headset right now, and Natalia's painting with one hand while holding the headset, and I'm doing nothing with both my hands, so I'm going to take over holding the headset so she can use both her hands to paint.
It was fun.
Yeah.
I was able to do it somehow.
You were.
Yeah. But working from references is good, but if you are working from reference, like there's a exercise when people try to paint in a style of like a master painter, right, from the past.
Mm-hmm.
And like if you are trying to learn how to paint just basing on someone else's work, then you are basically doing this one exercise all around, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because you are emulating someone else. And you have to emulate your own style.
I agree, but I think there's stepping stones. I think emulation is always been and always will be one of the strongest tools we have to learn. It's the reason why masters exist and take apprentices. You learn how to do it their way. But then eventually, as all masters will say, like, now you've learned what you can learn from me, now you have to go and be you. And that's the strongest challenge, right? Like, if you're going to make it or not, is if you can go out there and actually do that. But first, you have to, you can't, if you ever said to me 2 years ago, just be you, right? Or I'd be like, oh yeah, cool. I don't even know. Yeah, spray paint. I don't even know what that looks like yet. So I think, not everyone finds their creative identity straight away. I think Trent and Natalia were both actually pretty lucky in that they seem to have found their creative style pretty quickly. And I think you can say that about Ben and Storm as well.
Well, Ben's creative style is brown, mate. So.
Yeah, but if you look, can I just say this? We do give Benny a bit of a hard time, but if you go back and watch Labyrinth, right? Everything is addressed with a sepia filter, right? That's how Ben views the world, right? Ben has a sepia filter on. Because when you look at his stuff while watching the Labyrinth, you're like, guy's cracked. He's a genius, right? His stuff looks literally like it's been taken directly out of the movies. But, not always do you want to look at things through a sepia lens, right? So,
my issue with Benny's work, and I probably should take this up with him as opposed to spraying him when he's not here. But he doesn't quite get color and how color and work and value work together, and that's what's holding him back, I think. If he can just figure out the way to marry those two things together, because his work's significantly better in the flesh than it is in the photos. But
yeah, and he's strong conceptually as well, Ben. Like he can come up with cool ideas for things, and he's like he doesn't really have fear in going after those ideas as well.
Yeah. But he just
so,
can't.
He cracks color.
Yeah, he just can't work out how to bring color and value together at the same time, and yeah, that's what's holding him back.
And I think for Storm, she's the opposite. I think Storm is just like her technical tightness, but that's just going to get better as she paints. Like, personally, I think
she's going to be better than us.
Conceptually, pretty strong and has a really good grasp of color.
She's going to be better than us very, very quickly, mate.
Yeah,
very quickly. All right, well, we're probably going to finish up stream pretty soon. So, Natalia, I don't know if we'll speak again. Enjoy the rest of your trip. Enjoy Perth.
We'll speak next Monday. We're streaming next Monday?
Yeah, but will Natalia will be in Perth, won't she? Or
No. She's still with us. Natalia's here for 10 days now.
Oh, cool. All right. Well, if we get on stream next week, it's my first day back at work, so
fair enough.
I'm gonna be thrilled to bits about that. Yeah, but if she's around, we'll say good day. That'd be fine. But yeah, enjoy the rest of your trip.
Thank you.
And say hi to Powell. He's my favourite guy in the world, even more so than you, Andy. Sorry to say, he's a champion. Very good board game.
He's kicking back right now and really enjoying. He's in the reader's chair where eventually when I start streaming myself, I'll do readings from the great books. He's kicking back right now and reading Banshee's book.
Oh yes, I haven't read it, but I've heard it's cracked. Heard it's absolutely cracked.
Pavel says hi Trent.
Hi, pal.
Awesome.
All right, I'm gonna go play some more Marvel Snap. I think. How you going? What's your collection level at now, buddy?
Me, 2K, 222, I think.
How are you?
What are you at?
I'm only at like 1500, 1700 or something.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Well, you stopped playing for ages because you were getting into board games again.
I did. Well, yeah. I just I don't know. I haven't.
There's no point in going too hard now because it's about to tick over into a new season.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Or did it already happen today?
No, it's tomorrow. Because it's.
Where are you right now? What's the?
I'm trying to get to 70 tonight.
Yeah.
Where are you at?
I was at 68 and then I dropped to 64.
Yeah.
So 70's fine if we just start 8 cubing like gods, but you know.
Yeah, if we can get to 70, I'll be feeling alright. But dropping all the way down to fucking 30 is not going to feel great.
No, that's exactly right. So do you really want to push that hard, or it's going to be discard season next season, so it's a big season for Trent. You loved discard back in the day, didn't you?
Yeah, I enjoyed a bit of Hella. What's because what's Modoc's go? What's he doing?
He's in the destroy decks, I think.
Yeah, I tell you what, I mean the deck I've been having the most fun with at the moment has just been fucking Magneto, and like using Juggernaut and Kingpin, and like last turn.
Oh yeah, you're just moving people into.
Man,
into
the number of times
Kingpin.
I've just dropped dudes into fucking Kingpin through ways that they haven't.
You let the stream know that we randomly caught each other in queue.
We did. We randomly paired up in Marvel Snap, which is so good. Do you want to tell everyone how that went?
Well, Trent got the victory. I have no problem in explaining that Trent got the victory. But, I mean, he had to clutch up. If you play the game, he clutched up on a Cosmo play that I was forced into channeling. So it was a clean victory and well earned. But like, was it the most rewarding victory for Trent? I'm not sure. Maybe it was. Maybe it wasn't.
It definitely was.
It would have been much better if you got the 4 cubes or the 8 cubes. It was only 2 cubes.
Well, mate, I have a policy. I don't snap against my mates, but I played the other day against someone and he was snapping. He snapped straight away. I was like, "You're a fuckhead, mate." That was leaps. Leaps just fucking snapped.
Oh,
him.
Leaps just snapped you instantly.
He
didn't
just straight snapped.
Yeah, well, Leaps would because he plays the fucking leader. Well, he probably doesn't anymore.
Yeah, he's still good. So, Modoc's 5'8", discard your hand. Okay, cool. That'll be alright for Helicarrier. Helicarrier fits in there okay, because you'll then get...
What is it, 5'8" and discard your whole hand?
yeah. How are you gonna... You can't work that with Hela.
No, he's a trap, man. I don't know that that's...
No, well,
It's not
Helicarrier...
much about Hela, though. It's about, really
Morbius?
the best is Morbius
Yeah.
Dracula, so...
Yeah. Migback,
There's a new payoff card coming.
let me just before we finish up, let me just explain to you why you're wrong, and that's never going to happen. What the challenge with classes is for us to book a painter, we need to have enough people sign up, right? Because the cost of traveling, you really need to book in advance for an international painter, right? So having a class in Canberra where we're probably unlikely to, now I won't say we wouldn't, but we're unlikely to sell out a whole class versus having a class in Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane, it doesn't make a lot of sense. Now, I said that to a dude in Perth, right? And the dude in Perth turned around and said, all right, I'll get you the class. And so he did. So my challenge to you is if you want a class in Canberra, next time I start advertising one.
Is that Migback who asked the question?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think from what I know, they potentially wouldn't have a problem filling a class in Canberra if they started promoting it. I think they could do that.
All right. So if you can get,
I'll put my stamp on it. I reckon. So nothing changes. I agree with Trent. I think you have to put up the numbers for it to happen. But
Yeah.
I have full faith in you that you can put up the numbers.
yeah, this is what I'm saying to you is if you want it to happen, someone needs to do it, right? And that someone is not going to be me because I don't know the Canberra community, right? I get by in Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane, but I don't know fuck all about people in Canberra, right? So if you want a class in Canberra, next time I start talking about a class, send me a message and say, hey mate, I've got 10 people ready to go, and I'll say sweet. The other challenge, and this is less to do with your capability and your situation, mate. Natalia's here for 6 weeks. That's a long fucking time, right? And really, if she was just doing Brisbane, Sydney, Melbourne, which are the logical 3 to do, and we tacked in Crimson Brush, that's still 4 weeks, right? Unless you can get a midweek class, and the painter is willing to do a midweek class, it's pretty tough. You're better off trying to sign up for the Sydney class. So, yeah, or convince an international painter to stay for 7 weeks. Good luck. May the odds be ever in your favour.
Benny's very enthusiastic right now. He's doing some cosplay stuff and building a costume for a Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
And he's just sent me some photos through of his helmet, and it looks super cool.
Yeah, I saw some photos of it the other day. Or a picture of it somewhere, and I was like, "That's fucking awesome." We were talking about cosplay. I want to try, not because I have any interest in doing cosplay, but I want to try making some stuff because I think it'd be fun. So.
Yeah, I'd love to be a painter on like a design team for it. You know what I mean? Like, just get me in there. Someone else can design the actual, the suit or whatever. I just like to do the painting part of it. I think we've got a lot of transitional skills, right, that we could carry across. That would be very useful.
All right. Well, Andy, it's been wonderful to kick us back off. It's been a hectic start to the year for us.
It's been a crazy start to the year, mate. I think this year we're gonna put a bit more time. What do you reckon? We put a bit more time into the stream on Mondays. We'll get it looking a bit schmick a little bit better than what it was, and hopefully we can bring some laughs to our friends that come along and join us.
Absolutely. I would like to. It's definitely your end that's letting us down, though, mate. So
It is. I think I'm going to make an adjustment and move away from the DSLR for the top down, and I'm going to go to a Handycam. You've sold me.
Handycam's pretty good. Yeah. I like it. We did some good stuff for the streams.
I think the thing about the DSLR is I want a permanent DSLR set up for photography.
Yeah.
Rather than for stream, and then but yeah, I'd love to be back on, and we'll keep Mondays rolling, and hopefully we can build it up, and set generation. We'll be able to bring Natalia in from when she's back home.
Yeah, I want to start streaming again, so maybe.
She wants to start streaming again,
if you want to like drag me in, I would be happy to have a company.
yeah. We should do raids on Natalia, Trent.
Yeah.
Explain me how the raid works.
The problem with that, mate, is Natalia streams at her time and we stream at our time.
Nah, see, I've figured out that Natalia, if she wants to, can just swap her schedule around.
So, like, living in Poland, but on Australian time, like, be fine.
See you, Space Toy. Your text is coming up, mate. We're not really paying much attention to the chat, that's all. All right, I'm heading off. I'll catch you all on the next stream. Let's go see if we can find someone to raid.
Is next stream on Sunday morning, mate? You getting back in routine?
Yeah, should be Sunday morning. I reckon. Actually, what do we got on Sunday, Rocket?
I don't know.
No.
I might if you're gonna do Sunday morning, I might even buzz in off my phone, and we'll be at the class. I'll come and say a quick hello.
Perfect. Sounds good. I probably will be doing Sunday morning, but I'm planning a MCP tournament on Saturday. monthly tournament. So yeah, I'm not
What are you
gonna.
playing?
I haven't decided yet. I put down Black Order. Like I had to submit something. I posted. I say Black Order. I haven't played Thanos yet, so I might drop some Thanos onto people's
Break out the
heads.
big dog. Snap the finger.
Yeah, do a little bit of Snappatrons. But no, I don't know. We'll see. I think I've only got maybe 2 or 3 affiliations left to try. I haven't tried Avengers yet, believe it or not. I've done Shield. Yeah, I haven't done Cabal or Avengers, so maybe I'll do one of them. We'll see. All right, I'm not going to worry about raid anyone. Catch you soon, friends. Big Dino out.
All right.